Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today we're taking a look at Paris Corner's Killer Oud Jubilant. All right, so Killer Oud Jubilant is from the House of Paris Corner. It's an eau de parfum concentration, and you can pick this bad boy up for $32 at places like Fragrance Buy. Link will be down in the description if you decide you want to check this one out. Also have a coupon code. Save yourself $5 off your first purchase at Fragrance Buy if you decide you want to shop with them. Presentation on this, sticking with the Killer Oud line of Paris Corner. So it is the same style of box. This is a nice kind of elegant, regal, luxurious style of box in terms of like the pattern on it and the color combo. Really like that kind of black on gold feel that we got to it. Slide off cover like so, revealing our Killer Oud style of bottle with the iconic tassel sitting on that one. So nice thick bottle, nice rounded corners on this, very smooth, elegant, pretty straightforward kind of bottle. Cap on this is a nice heavy metal, and the atomizer on this sucker is very good, gets the job done. So overall, for $32, great presentation with this Killer Oud line. I really enjoy this one, so well done, Paris Corner. So if you were wondering what Paris Corner's Killer Oud Jubilant smells like, you have come to the right place. So I'm about to tell you. This is apparently a clone dupe inspired by of Amouage Jubilation XXV or Jubilation XXV, like the Roman numerals. I do not own that fragrance. I have not smelled that fragrance, so I can't tell you if this is a good clone or a close to, but the notes online for the Paris Corner as well as the Jubilation pretty much line up. So what you get in terms of the note breakdown in this is a pretty big, so bear with me here. You get labdanum, you get coriander, you get orange, davana, frankincense, blackberry, honey, bay, cinnamon, orchid, rose, clove, celery seeds, guaiac wood, patchouli, apopanax, myrrh, atlas cedarwood, musk, moss, ambergris, oud wood, and immortelle. So laundry list worth of notes on this one, but let me tell you what I get from this fragrance. In the opening, you do get that kind of herbaceous, green sort of facet that comes through, mixing with some really nice fresh spiciness. Has that clove, has that coriander, has that celery seed coming through. Fresh spicy with some wood accords coming through from some of those spices, but you also get that cedar wood that's coming through with a little bit of guaiac wood, so it has a nice fresh spiciness, the woodiness with those green facets that are worked in there, and you get a nice kind of wisp of incense that works its way through. Really, really nice. You get some sweet notes that come through with that blackberry, kind of mixing with the honey and those floral notes. The honey doesn't really kind of come through until this kind of opens up a little bit more, but you definitely get that blackberry and some of those florals working through. As this kind of develops, you do get that honey coming through, but everything kind of warms up a little bit. So the opening has a bit of a kind of a fresh, invigorating sort of feel to it with those kind of fresh spices and those greens. But as this transition, it gets a little bit warmer. You get some of those warm spices working its way through. The honey gets this thickness to it. You get some of those sweet resinous like apopanax and the myrrh start working in. Again, just adding some warmth to this fragrance, sweet balsamic notes, the fruity berry notes, some of those florals working through, and that cedar and guaiac really start to take the front stage. So you get this beautiful kind of peppery light cedar that works through with those greens, those spices, and those sweet accords. Beautiful, masculine, gentlemanly, like dapper style of fragrance. Absolutely luxury, smell like money style of scent accord to this. As you get to the dry down, those woods push forward a little bit more, that incense comes through a little bit more, but you still get those green aspects to it, you still get those fresh spices, you still get a little bit of that warm spices working its way through, and those sweet accords are just absolutely beautiful. The intermingling of that blackberry and the honey is absolutely gorgeous. The floral edges to it giving a little bit of a softness, a little bit of kind of that sweet floral vibe going on to it, and those kind of sweet balsamic sweet accords that work in there. Beautiful balance of those sweet accords. This is not a sweet style of fragrance. It's really balanced off nice with that fresh spiciness, those really kind of forward cedar woods, those green aspects, and that incense that just kind of gives it a nice kind of smoky kiss to it. Absolutely beautiful. The best way to put this is kind of like an old opulent wooden house from like the Victorian age. You're in the kitchen with an old spice rack that's there, just filled with that kind of cedar wood, spicy sort of aspect to it. But you have this like blackberry honey pie sitting on the windowsill cooling, and underneath there's like a fresh herb garden with some flowers that are sitting in there, just kind of wafting in along with some incense mixed in there. Has this like nostalgic feel to it, this mature, classic sort of vibe going on to it, but a very modern twist on it. Beautiful, luxurious, regal style of fragrance. Absolutely gorgeous scent profile on this one. So when it comes to the performance of Paris Corner's Killer Oud Jubilant, I get pretty good performance off this bad boy. 6 to 8 hours worth of longevity off my skin, definitely up to that 6 hour mark. By about the 7-8 hour mark, it does pretty much become a skin scent at that point, but you can push that out by getting some on your clothing. In terms of projection, it does project pretty good beyond an arm's length for the first hour, hour and a bit, and then it does move in a little bit closer for that second hour, and by about the 2.5 hour mark, it is very much kind of an intimate skin scent at that point. Does very much have that kind of like allure, that intimate sort of vibe going on to it. Because of the scent accord, I do think that's quite appropriate. It does have that, you know, come smell me sort of vibe, the luxurious, sort of subtle, dapper, gentlemanly sort of vibe. So in terms of performance, I am quite happy with the longevity, and I think the projection on this is appropriate for the scent accord. So overall, pretty pleased. So when it comes to the wear and when I think Paris Corner's Killer Oud Jubilant can be worn, definitely this is a pretty versatile style of fragrance. I think this has very much kind of a spring, but also kind of a fall vibe. It has that spring vibe with that greenness, that kind of fresh spiciness that moves onto it, that little bit of sweetness, but it also has that fall vibe that is kind of transitioned to the kind of the warmer scent accords. That cedar that comes through really kind of just speaks of the fall. So spring and fall is kind of where I think this one is going to shine the most, but this will definitely work in the cooler weather. In terms of the high heat, I think you might be pushing it. This could be a little bit too much because of that fresh spiciness, that peppery woods that kind of come through, those sort of resinous sweetness that kind of moves its way through. I think in the really high heat, this would be a little bit too much. But I think from like cooler temperatures up to like mild, moderate warm, I think this would do just fine. In terms of occasions, this is through and through one of those luxurious special occasion style of fragrances. But it's so good, you're gonna wanna wear it every day, you're gonna wanna wear it casually because it just has a beautiful scent accord, but it definitely has that kind of fancy, gentlemanly, formal style to it. Also great on date nights. It does have that kind of mature vibe. The younger guys may not like this. It doesn't have that kind of bubblegummy sweetness, that club banger sort of feel to it for a date night. It does have that more kind of dapper, gentlemanly, more mature style to it. But again, it's more of a modern twist to it, so it's not like your grandpa's style of fragrance. So overall, very versatile fragrance, luxury, formal wear for sure, date nights, but you're gonna wanna wear this casually because it smells fantastic. So my overall thoughts on Paris Corner's Killer Oud Jubilant, I think I've been pretty clear throughout this video. Love the scent accord on this. This is just such a, again, luxurious, dapper, gentlemanly, masculine style of fragrance. I love the complexity of this. I love the uniqueness of this. The quality of the juice in here is so well rounded. It's just, there's no screechy edges to this. There's no harshness to this. I think this is a really well put together fragrance by Paris Corner. Has that kind of niche quality, that niche sort of scent profile going on to it. And for $32, this is just bang for your buck, an excellent fragrance. Again, longevity and projection on this, I'm not complaining whatsoever. I think it's pretty versatile across much of the year. And I think in terms of occasions, you're gonna wanna pull this off wherever you can because it just smells that fantastic. So probably definitely in my top 3 for the Paris Corners in terms of my favorites. Really enjoy this scent profile on this one. Again, this is a little unique, a little complex. I don't find it challenging, so I'm not sure if I would say to everybody out there that it's going to be a challenging style of fragrance, but it is different, it is unique. Might not necessarily be for the younger crowd. I think 30 plus, you're gonna appreciate this a little bit more, but there's younger gentlemen out there who like themselves a more kind of mature style of fragrance. So who am I to say? Age is irrelevant when it comes to this, but it does have that kind of more mature style to it. So maybe not for everybody, but for me, absolutely love having it in this collection. Very, very happy with this one. That's Paris Corner's Killer Oud Jubilant. And I want to hear from you guys. What's one of your favorite fragrances that just makes you feel like money? You feel like a regal, classy gentleman. Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, scent profiles, tastes. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.